I listen carefully. I learn deeply. Listening is the doorway to understanding. When you listen carefully, you don't just hear sounds, you catch meaning, rhythm, and emotion. Careful listening helps you learn deeply, remember longer, and speak with confidence. Today, you will practice listening as a skill, not just a habit. Morning practice. It is Friday morning. You wake up early. You prepare tea and bread. You decide, today I will focus on listening. You open your notebook. You write, I listen carefully. I learn deeply. You play a short English audio. The speaker says, Good morning. Today we talk about daily routines. You listen carefully. You don't stop at each word. You follow the rhythm. You notice the pauses. You hear the tone. You write, Listening is more than hearing. Listening is focus. Useful phrases for listening. Can you repeat that, please? I am listening carefully. I understand the main idea. I connect the words together. I learn deeply when I listen. You repeat these phrases aloud. You practice them slowly. You imagine using them in real life. Connecting ideas. You play another audio. This time, the speaker says, Anna wakes up early. She drinks coffee. She goes to work. You listen carefully. You connect the ideas. Wake up, drink coffee, go to work. You understand the sequence. You write, Connecting ideas helps me understand more. Listening in daily life. Later, you walk outside. You hear children talking. You hear people greeting each other. You hear voices in the market. You don't ignore them. You listen carefully. You try to catch words, sounds, and expressions. You hear, Hello, how are you? You repeat it silently in your mind. You imagine yourself saying it with confidence. Listening is not passive. Listening is active practice. Short sentences for practice. I listen carefully to every word. I understand the meaning step by step. I connect ideas to see the story. Listening makes speaking easier. Listening builds my confidence. Afternoon study. At home, you play another audio. This time, it is a short story. You listen once without stopping. You don't understand everything, but you catch the main idea. You listen again. You pause after each sentence. You write down new words: garden, flowers, sunshine. You repeat them aloud. You connect them with your life. I have a garden. I see flowers. I enjoy sunshine. This is how listening becomes learning. Conversation practice. In the evening, you meet a friend. Your friend speaks slowly. You don't interrupt. You listen carefully. You nod your head. You wait until your friend finishes. Then you answer. You notice that listening makes speaking easier. You don't feel lost. You don't feel afraid. You feel ready. At night, you reflect. You ask yourself, what did I learn today? You answer, I learned that listening carefully helps me understand deeply. You answer, I learned that listening makes speaking easier. You answer, I learned that listening is the key to confidence. You close your notebook. You feel proud. You feel strong. Practical listening routine. 1. Play short audios every morning. 2. Listen once without stopping. 3. Listen again with pauses. 4. Write down new words. 5. Connect ideas into a story. 6. Repeat useful phrases out loud. 7. Reflect at night. This is your listening plan. You remind yourself, listening carefully builds patience. Listening carefully builds understanding. Listening carefully builds confidence. You smile. You feel progress. You say, I listen carefully. I learn deeply. Today, you practiced listening carefully and connecting ideas. Listening is not just hearing words. It is focus, patience, and comprehension. Every time you listen carefully, you learn deeply. Remember, listening builds understanding, and understanding builds confidence. Understanding is not only about knowing words, it is about connecting ideas. When you connect one idea to another, you see the bigger picture. Today, you will practice connecting ideas to understand English more deeply. It is Friday afternoon. You sit at your desk. You open your notebook. You write, I understand more when I connect ideas. You remember yesterday's listening practice. You listened carefully. You caught words. You noticed rhythm. But today, you go deeper. You connect ideas. Listening with connection. You play a short audio. The speaker says, Anna wakes up early. She drinks coffee. She goes to work. You don't stop at each word. You connect the ideas. Anna wakes up. She drinks coffee. She goes to work. You see the sequence. You understand the meaning. You write, connecting ideas helps me understand more. Useful phrases for connecting ideas. First, I wake up. Then, I eat breakfast. After that, I study English. Finally, I go to sleep. You practice these phrases out loud. You use them to tell your own story. You connect your daily routine. Afternoon study. You play another audio. The speaker says, I eat bread. I drink tea. I feel happy. You connect the ideas. Eating bread plus drinking tea equals feeling happy. You understand cause and effect. You write, food makes me feel happy. This is deeper learning. Short sentences for practice. I connect ideas to see meaning. I understand when I link sentences. Connecting ideas shows the bigger picture. Cause and effect help me learn. Real-life listening. Later, you walk outside. You hear people talking. One person says, I study English. I practice daily. I improve step by step. You listen carefully. You connect the ideas. Study, practice, improvement. You understand the process. You answer, yes, practice every day brings progress. Conversation practice. In the evening, you meet a friend. Your friend says, I read books. I learn new words. I speak with confidence. You listen carefully. You connect the ideas. Reading, learning, speaking. You understand the connection. You answer, reading helps you learn and speak with confidence. At night, you reflect. You ask yourself, what did I learn today? You answer, I learned that connecting ideas helps me understand more. You answer, I learned that listening carefully is not enough. I must connect ideas. You answer, I learned that connection builds comprehension. You close your notebook. You feel proud. You feel strong. Practical routine for connecting ideas. 1. Listen to short audios. 2. Write down the main ideas. 3. Connect them into a sequence. 4. Practice cause and effect. 5. Use connecting phrases in your own sentences. 6. Reflect at night. This is your comprehension plan. You remind yourself, connecting ideas builds understanding. Connecting ideas builds memory. Connecting ideas builds confidence. You smile. You feel progress. You say, I understand more when I connect ideas. Excellent work! You have completed Day 9 of English Life Story. Today, you discovered that understanding comes from connecting ideas. Listening carefully is the first step, but connecting ideas is the deeper step. Every time you connect, you understand more. Remember, words are not alone. They live together in meaning. Keep listening, keep connecting, keep learning. Tomorrow we continue with Day 10, where speaking and listening will join together to make your English even stronger. Practical exercises. Day 9. I understand more when I connect ideas. First exercise. Write 5 sentences about your morning. Use the words first, then, after that, finally. Example. First, I wake up at 7. Then, I wash my face. After that, I eat breakfast. Finally, I go to work. Now, try it yourself. Create your own routine using these connectors. Second exercise. Write 3 sentences using because, so, therefore. Example, I was tired because I studied late. I studied late, so I felt tired. I studied late, therefore I was tired. Now try it yourself. Write 1 cause and 1 effect from your day. Third exercise. Choose 2 foods, hobbies, or places, and write sentences using but, however, while, although. Example, I like tea, but I prefer coffee. Coffee is strong, while tea is light. Now try it yourself. Compare 2 things you enjoy. Fourth exercise. Practice connectors in dialogue. Example, what do you do after school? I play football and then I study English. Now try it yourself. Write a short dialogue with a friend using and then, after that, because. Fifth exercise. Connect ideas about your learning. Example, today I learned that connecting ideas makes English easier. I understand more when I link sentences. I feel more confident when I explain my day with connected ideas. Now try it yourself. Write 3 connected sentences about what you learned today. Connector words to use. Sequence, first, then, after that, finally. Cause and effect, because, so, therefore. Comparison, but, however, while, although. Addition, and, also, moreover. Result, as a result, In the end. Read each exercise aloud. Pause after the example, then create your own sentences. Post your answers in the comments below.